Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't look normal. That does not look normal. I don't know, man. Other than it being chewed up a little bit, I don't see anything wrong with that turbo. I guess this is what it's like when you have a blown engine. I'm just gonna call it right now. This engine's gotta get removed. It's a bad engine. Either it's a cracked piston or he lost the seal. Bad piston rings. That's what I think's going on.
What's up, dude?
Long time no talk.
Long time no see.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's, oh, if you guys don't know, I'm from Michigan. This is a 4-hour trip south, and we brought it here, and we're gonna pull the cab today like I talked about, and we're gonna see what is underneath that head on cylinder 6. Because I'm very certain that the engine's blown, but we're gonna find out. Bailey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. He's ready to start it up. It sounds terrible. It sounds like it's got a lope tune. Oh, I forgot to hit the parking brake.
That park call.
My bad. This is exciting though. I'm there. Yeah, that bumper suit's gonna have to get ripped off at this point, or the plastic. Yeah, you might want to see if the customer wants to order, or if you want to order that and throw it on for him. Duct tape it. Yep. All right. I like it.
Only got a dead miss.
Yeah, it's low on oil right now too, obviously, because it's leaking on the exhaust. So we're not gonna run it very long. Oh, the dumpster comes. You guys working on it?
Here and there. We put all new front end parts on it, all new steering, put the brakes on it that you supplied, and just kind of going through it. Bailey drives it here and there. I drive it here and there.
Good.
Just putting some miles on it.
How's she running?
Runs good, dude.
Good, good.
Runs good, shifts good.
Love it.
We're getting there. Need to knock that interior out.
You gotta make a video on it, dude.
I'm going to. I promise I'm going to.
Oh yeah, he does have a YouTube channel, guys, so definitely subscribe to it. But hopefully we can get some more content on the Cummins, the compound turboed Cummins, the bed dumps. That's why we call it dumpster Cummins. But cool. This is I love this truck. It's gonna be hard to get rid of if I ever get rid of it. I need to start getting rid of trucks though, guys.
If you're looking at a truck and it does that right there, don't buy it. You're about to get burned.
We're gonna pull the cab, pull the head, see what kind of carnage we can see. Let me know in the comments right now. Let us know right now what you think we're gonna see underneath that head. It's gonna be cylinder 6, which is the driver's side. But I think it's either a cracked piston or the rings are bad. That's what I think. Getting that cylinder misfire code as well.
Yep, cylinder 6.
Yeah.
But we just like to scan it that way while we're in there. Anything else we need to do, like got a bad glow plug.
Well, the other engine's gonna have new glow plugs.
And just to show there's already something wrong with the traction control. See if he wants to address that while it's here.
So I wanted to talk to you guys really quickly about a new product that we have on the website, truckmasterdiesel.com. Definitely check us out. I'll leave that link in the description as well as the comments below, so go ahead and click down there.
Let's go ahead and open these up. So we're just showing a little comparison here of a assembled body mount due to up next to an old one. You can see what these things look like after years of being in the rust belt. It just wears them out, and that's gonna, you know, determine how your truck's gonna ride. A lot of guys are actually blown away when we have a truck come into the shop and we put new body mounts on it. They're like, oh my gosh, this thing rides so much better. There's no more pinging, there's no more noises. A lot of that's because this core support, guys, in the front of the truck, when this body mount's worn out, this body mount is literally, it gets to the point where it's metal to metal and it's hitting on that mount. Every time you go over a bump, the guys will think they have something loose in the front end, but body mounts make a huge difference. They're not extremely hard to install. You don't have to have a lift like this. You can do it in your driveway one at a time. You know, take your cap bolts loose and switch them out. It's gonna come with all new hardware and washers. So it's real simple. Once you get the old one out, install your new mount. Bushing on the bottom, then your washer, and your bolts obviously gonna go through the bottom up into the cab on this 6.4, and you guys are gonna be amazed. Body lines are gonna be lined up now.
Mass airflow sensor actually doesn't look too bad, just visually. but the inside of this intake, check this out, this is nuts. This intake would have literally been sucked up into the turbo if we didn't catch this any sooner. Careful, don't break your wrist.
Oh, dude. This is the demo, though.
This thing's huge.
This is the demo.
So if you've never done this before, it's a very delicate process. We can't just simply pick the cab up with the hoist. You have to bump it. Everything's a bump. You got to be careful because any one of these really expensive wiring clips get damaged. Guess what? That's on you. So we have to be very, very careful. We're not going to film the process of like tearing everything down. We're going to go ahead and just kind of get through this so we can get to what you guys want to watch, which is pulling the head. Hang on, are we going to pull both heads, Dylan? What are you thinking? Or are we just going to do the driver's side, the misfire on cylinder 6? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, just the one that had the misfire.
It only makes sense. The other side was good, so we're going to tear that down. And we don't have this huge cab in the way. This is going to be a lot quicker now. What was that total time? Probably about 2.5 maybe of labor?
I don't know, we were kind of jacking around.
Yeah, we were talking a lot and whatever, but...
Probably by the time we pulled up here, like an hour and a half.
Yeah, like of actual real labor.
Filming takes time though.
You guys don't realize, man.
It's a process to film this stuff.
I cheated though, I time-lapsed, so...
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna... Ooh, that's gotta get... All these little gaskets and seals and everything's gonna get completely replaced, of course. This engine will not be in here once we're done with it. Yeah, and then we're gonna go ahead and put our Truckmaster diesel engine in it. I'm not trying to make up a name yet, but we are gonna start selling engines on the website. Short blocks, long blocks.
It'll be coming soon.
Coming soon. Before we do anything, we're gonna go ahead and pull that injector on number 6. Just visually look at it because the tip might be.
Just look at it.
You just never know. Just gotta give her a little look-see.
Just look at it. Everyone always buys injector pullers. You don't need them.
Here we go. What's it look like?
Injector looks fine.
Not beaten up.
No, not bad. Stick the camera in there and see what it look like. Gotta make sure we got a clean. Might have to turn it over. It looks like the piston's pretty high up. Is that a crack? It's a crack. See it?
I called it. My first go-to was a crack. Man, I don't know if I can get that on camera. Yeah, a little bit. All right, guys. We got some carnage. We're gonna go ahead and pull the head now. Let's see what this looks like. But first, we gotta get this Y bridge out in order to pull the head. Unfortunately, not fun. Yeah, we'll get it off quick though.
A couple things we gotta take off.
Crack. That's where our blow-by was coming from, fellas. Right there. Very common for these LMLs, eh?
Unfortunately, yeah.
You guys do this quite a bit, I know. You see a lot.
Mostly head gaskets on these, but occasionally you'll see them crack. Sometimes the guys won't even know that they're cracked. You know, it won't be all the way through the piston yet, so they're not seeing blow by. But
yeah.
All right.
There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and get to it, guys. We're gonna go ahead and pull the head off.
Looks like Josh's diagnostic was good.
So the customer decided to go ahead and just do it the long block with the studs and all that. So if we were to do a piston, what would that kind of cost you?
A piston, that definitely depends.
I know it all varies, but what's
but
like a high and low?
I mean, just to give someone like an idea of what, not necessarily a piston, but an engine job like this is going to cost. There's 5 digits. It's usually in the teens. Yeah. I mean, there's so many different variables that I don't want to.
It could be 15. It could be 18. It could be 19.
Yeah, I don't want to throw that out there for someone and give them the wrong idea, because there's so many parts that we can put on this engine going back together to improve how it's going to run, how long it's going to last. And obviously we want to do all those, but everyone's budget is different. So we can't just go, you know, absolutely insane with what we hang on it. But at the same time, you know, we kind of work back and forth with the customer, give them the best option, give them our recommendations. Hey, this is going to be warranted. Hey, this isn't. And just try to be realistic. You know, this stuff's super expensive, and it adds up a lot. And the main thing to realize on these pickup trucks, especially these late model diesels, is this is not a 350 Chevy. This stuff takes hours and hours and hours and special tools. How many special tools, you know, we've had to use just simply to pull the cab off. You know, you're talking a couple $1,000s. Labor is going to be most of your expense, so it's a lot easier to hang a part right now than it is when the truck's all back together. So all we're trying to do is save you money.
One thing I want to quickly talk about, you guys, there's no secret here. Obviously you can tell it's full of engine oil in the intake runners. I didn't put it on video, guys, but these intercooler pipes are completely caked in oil, everything. I mean, if I was to drain that out, it would just pour out like you wouldn't believe. And another thing I want to look at, this is my first time looking at it, is the exhaust housing. Obviously you guys can see all the engine oil is basically dripping right out of the back of that. And that's what's coming out of the exhaust.
These are filled with cab on, ain't they?
Oh, dude. I got hours. I can't even count the amount of hours removing up pipe with the cap on. It's no fun.
You ever break them?
I've broken. Yeah, I've snapped them right on the pedestal, or not the pedestal.
You can heat them, and it just doesn't do anything. I found the best way when the cab's up is just nail them with the impacts.
Well, I've noticed the southern trucks, I really don't have much of an issue. It's these Midwestern, northern vehicles.
That cab up, and you just smack them.
Oh yeah, you smack them and then go.
The shock of the impact is what breaks it loose.
Look at that. My dude's got a OB7 style up pipe.
Yeah, it does.
There you go. No blocker plates needed. You got your organizational skills going on over there?
Oh yeah.
Every mechanic's gotta be organized, right? Bag and tag. Sir. Look at that. We actually don't need those. Those are just a suggestion.
Yeah. Delete kits for these on sale.
He's gonna make some good deck bolts now. Look at that. Perfect.
Some good what?
I don't know. Just said deck bolts. Let me know in the comments if you've ever removed head bolts from an engine. Obviously, you're not gonna reuse these. We're gonna stud it, but what would you reuse these for? Just curious. Anything. Build a go-kart. Build a yacht. It might be free.
Stick it right there in the tire.
On the tire?
Right on the turret.
That's a Grand Canyon. That's a hole. That is a hole in the piston.
Wow. That thing is smoked.
That's exactly what's causing our blow-by, obviously. Yeah, we could charge rent in there. That's a lot of real estate. That's crazy. That's nuts, man.
They don't look bad at all.
They don't look bad at all. We're looking for cross hatching right in here. And that's really just to retain oil, engine oil. And if there's nothing there, and it's just all smooth, and you know, then we have other issues like cylinder glazing and stuff like that. But so far, she looks nice. She looks really nice.
Other than that,
all the pistons look like they're in good shape, except for that one. That's rough.
These valves look fine.
Oh yeah, we didn't check valves.
These valves.
Oh man.
That's just from taking it off. That's just a scratch from taking it off. It's this one here. It's definitely a usable head. You have to have the machine shop check it over.
Yeah, put it back on. We're good. Let's leave. Put some GB weld in there and call it a day.
Give it a shot. Some Novocaine. Put a filling in there, and we're good to go.
When we get really further deep into it, it does have the stock CP4 in there, so we're going to address that. It's going to come with a CP3 conversion kit, which is going to be super nice because this guy's not going to have to worry about anything. I'm not going to say that we're going to bulletproof the engine. I don't even know what that means anymore because we've seen many bulletproof 6.0s blow anyways. I know this isn't a Ford, but what I'm trying to say, this engine will be pretty much bulletproof for the most part because it'll be studded, CP3 conversion. We don't have to worry about the failed fuel system. We have some scoring.
A little bit.
Yeah, you sure do.
You can feel it with your nail. Feel if it's a groove or if it's outside. Almost feels like melted piston on it.
Yeah. So if we really had to, we can clean up that bore.
Yeah.
But it'd be better to go ahead and just get it out, machine. I mean, bore 20 over, but we're not doing any of that. We're going to replace it with a new engine. And that new engine is going to be bored 20 over as well. And a CP3 conversion and head studs. Yeah. Bailey said we're just going to piston slap it and call it a day, get it running tonight. Use the same injector that was in that cylinder, you know?
Yeah, use the same injector.
Use the same injector, just send it. A lot of guys are going to ask what causes that.
Generally heat. EGTs get really high. Usually caused by one injector. On common rail Cummins, it'll hang open and it'll just continuously dump fuel into the cylinder. It gets that particular cylinder really hot and then it cracks the piston. Well, on those it usually melts them. It literally would look like the surface of the moon. But in these trucks, they just usually crack right down the middle. This one obviously didn't have an injector that was, per se hung open because it didn't have, the fuel, raw fuel out the exhaust. But that's generally on a Cummins, and on these it just kind of cracks them when they get hot. But needless to say, that cylinder will 100% get a new OEM injector.
And on a side note, I know this probably doesn't mean anything to a lot of you guys, but if you do have a Duramax 01 to 10, you can actually remove an LML driver's side manifold and it'll fit right on your 01s to 10 Duramaxes. And the reason why most people do that, a lot of guys do that, is because there's a restrictive pinch, and that's for to clear the steering shaft.
Go around the steering shaft here.
And that, believe it or not, that little restrictive pinch changes the noise, the pitch. Makes that loud whoosh noise. That's not always a really good thing. You want a free-flowing design, and it will lower EGT.
But the new ones are also on the website too, right?
New ones are on the website, yeah. Yeah, if you guys want to check those out too. We have PPE manifolds, HSP manifolds. So there you guys have it. That's the Carnage. That's exactly what I was expecting. It was something to that effect, and I'm kind of glad that validated what I was thinking without even pulling an injector at the house and looking in the bore, because that's what I was originally going to do. But since we were already going this far removing parts, I figured we'll just save it for this video. But yeah, that's what you're gonna get. Unfortunately, it's super sad. You guys can throw it's because it's a Chevy in the comments. I get it, but literally, you're a diesel shop owner. Do you see it? They all come in.
Yeah, we've got a 6.4 right around the corner with.
Well, that's a 6.4.
Yeah,
it's no matter what. Even the newer Cummins, the biggest issues they're having right now is the emissions. Those things are failing left and right. But all this stuff's going to be unreliable. Just keep an eye on stuff, you know what I mean? Keep up with your maintenance. When you're pulling trailers, keep an eye on your EGTs, because this guy is a contractor and he pulls trailers, man. He pulls heavy trailers with this truck.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I did that, because his EGTs were probably seeing it. They were probably like 1,400. For all we know.
Combination of that and pulling heavy and an injector.
Yeah, an injector.
I don't know if we've already mentioned it once, but that cylinder, even if he doesn't want to do all new 8 injectors, we're at least doing one. We have to. It's not really an option. So
yeah, you can't reuse that thing now.
No.
So all right, yeah. So I'll go ahead and let you enjoy the junk I drop off at your shop, and I will hit the road. I got a long drive back home, guys. It was definitely worth filming this for you guys. This is all for you, really. It's great to share the knowledge and experience with you guys. A lot of you guys are like me when I first started off with diesels. I didn't know a lot. I wasn't very well connected. I know a lot of these guys now, but it's just me. If I had questions about my truck, I didn't really know who to go to. So that's why I have this channel. is to educate you guys and inform you on what I see. So it's kind of cool that you guys are watching. So definitely subscribe. So clearly, since I'm leaving, I'm not going to be able to see how all of this turns out. So head over to his channel. No pressure, but you got to make a video of this, you know, for the first startup.
Oh, we will, for sure.
So yeah, definitely get all this taken care of. I wish I can come here and see the process and you know, do all the work. Like usually we do these like 1-dayers or 2-dayers when I'm here, start to finish, fired up, ready to go. But we can't do that in this video.
Customer and
Yeah, it's not mine.
Not only that, but it's just, you know,
you gotta take your time on this one and
absolutely.
just waiting on parts. So yeah, head over to his channel, check it out.
Appreciate that.